So, hi guys, good afternoon. I think we can start now. So, we will proceed with our tutorial for today because 2 hours, right? We should proceed with our tutorial and practical, but as you all know, we don't have practical. Instead, we will discuss or see the progress of your assignment. But like I said, since this week and maybe next week, no, this week you are full with your tests, so I don't expect any progress from you guys. But if you do have a progress that want me to check, maybe later you can send me, you can notify me. Okay, not in this class, later. Okay, so we can. Okay, so eh, so this week is week 8. So if we check here, we should proceed with chapter 6, object interaction. So last week where did we stop last week for our tutorial, guys? Any of you mark your tutorial? Which question or which tutorial did we stop last week? Which one? Which question? Okay, last week we stopped or we finished this tutorial 4, requirement analysis, which is the last question is this one, the CRC cut. So we completed this one last week. So this week we will start or we will proceed with this tutorial 5. So if we cross check with this one, we are 1 week behind the schedule, chapter 6 and chapter 5. So okay, so this question where we will start today or what we will cover today. So this one should be the last. Yeah, this one should be the last part because as you can see in your Google Classroom, we have 2 part for tutorial. So this one should be the last part for the last question for part 1. Okay, tutorial 5. So for tutorial 5, question number 1, this one, aggregation and composition. So who has done this question? Aggregation and composition. What is aggregation and what is composition? Anyone wants to share the answer? Daniel, have you done this first question? Tan Sunyap Daniel, if I'm not mistaken, your name. Forgot to do. Hmm. Who else? Wong. Wong, have you done this question? Not really. Not really. That means you have answer, but it's not really the answer, or you haven't do. Or not L. Or last time. Nathan, do you have answer for this one? Hmm. Who has finished this question? minute. Oh, okay. Here we have an answer from here we have answer from Rachel and Vincent. So the question before we go back, before we go to the answer, let's go to the question first. So explain the difference between aggregation and composition. Okay. So they ask what is the difference between these two terms in a class diagram. So so here I make it in a table form so it's easy for you guys to see. So composition is this is the basic concept which it cannot exist independently, cannot exist independently of the parent. And that one for composition, we go to this one, aggregation. So aggregation is a relationship where a child can exist independently without the parents or without the superclass. And then here, second point, aggregation means the child can exist independent of the parents, while composition means that the child while composition while composition means that the child cannot exist without a parent. So these are the explanation or the basic concept that given by your friend. So let me recap for you guys the it's not the definition, but what is composition. So in our not in our in the class diagram, composition relationship is a relationship that dependent with each other. That means, for example, for example, no, this is our parent or us. Mm, So let's say they are related. Okay. For example, this some simple diagram here. We have parent or superclass. We have child subclass. Okay. So composition, referring to this concept of composition, referring okay, referring to this concept of composition cannot exist independently of the parents or composition the child cannot exist without the parents. That's mean if I delete, if I remove this one, this if I remove or if I delete the superclass, the subclass will be deleted too. So that means this subclass is dependent to this superclass. This is opposite with aggregation. So aggregation, they are not dependent, they are independently. That means if I remove this one can still exist. So that is the difference between composition and aggregation. I think that one is quite easy for the first question A. And then question 1B, abstract and concrete class. So they ask what is the difference? What is the difference between abstract class and concrete class? Hmm. So guys, what is the CONC. So guys, what is the difference between this class and this class, abstract and concrete class? Then, other than concrete class, implement the abstract class method function. Okay. Abstract class method function. Other than this one, other than Rachel, hmm, mm, 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 mm. Jeremiah, what is abstract class? Other than this one, or Rachel, you want to I think this is me. Oh, okay. Okay, so I think this is enough. So here, differentiate between abstract and concrete class. So you should know that, I mean, you can answer your question in this form, so it's easier for you guys. So abstract class is content or one more abstract method used in OOAD language. I think here the answer from our friend is Google answer, if I'm not mistaken. By the way, it cannot be directly initiated, instantiate, which object cannot be created from it. And in abstract class, um, abstract class, the keyword is require subclass to further define attribute necessary for individual instantiation. So from this third point, require subclass. Require subclass is the point require subclass here in the third point of this abstract class. We can point with the first point here in concrete class. So concrete class is the subclass. Abstract class need the subclass, and then the concrete class is the subclass of this one, subclass of this parent abstract class. Concrete class implement the abstract class method. So class method is, guys, what is class method? What is class method? Here, the point here is that this is a concrete class implement the class method. So what is class method? Or what the class method, let me think, what the class method should represent? Or what is class method? What is class method? If you say that this concrete class should implement the abstract class method, what what is class method? Or how can you explain what is class method that relate to concrete class, and how do you relate with abstract class? What is class method? That means they implement the abstract of class method of this one. Okay, for example, you go check what is class method. I think method, you should know what is method in your class diagram. So let's say you have this abstract class and you have the class method. Class method is, for example, in one of your eh, eh, eh. For example, that. So what method? What method? What method? For example, I don't know. Being. I'm not sure. What is? It's not. I'm not sure. This is just some random class. So class method. That's mean this is our class name. This is our attribute. Can be any attribute. And then this is our method. Method can be process. So display. So for example, we have this one method need to calculate the average. So your concrete class will inherit, or your concrete class will implement this one from the abstract class. Okay, they will inherit or they will perform this one. Okay, that is method. Method is here in this part. Okay, that one for the first question. So for question number one, do you have any question for question number 1A and question 1B? Can I proceed to question number 2? Can I proceed with question number 2? Question number 1 is quite easy. It just asks you to the definition of OOAD. Of course, you need to know what is the concept of each of the term used for you in order for you to differentiate what is their function or what is the use of the relationship. Okay, so I think I can proceed to question number 2. So relationship. Okay, so for question number 2, we need to identify the relationship using the first question. It's not using, but yeah, composition, aggregation, and ignorance. So by right, if you know already what is this term and you know how to differentiate them, so you can tackle this question. Okay, for question number 2A, transportation. Question number 2A, composition. So transport, air transport and land transport. A. Yeah. So air and land. Can anyone draw? Yeah, but before that, so wait, let me. Eh, eh, eh. Okay. Transport. So here we have this transportation, a and land. Okay, we have air and land transportation. Oh, here. Okay. So we need to identify whether this is composition, aggregation, or generalization. So here we have answer from Konkenshak. It is aggregation. Aggregation, that's mean if we check here back aggregation, that mean it is independent. That mean if we delete this one will be deleted or not deleted too. So answer here is aggregation. So that means this one, if we remove this one, this So that's mean aggregation still exists. So do you guys agree that this is uh aggregation or any other answer than Konkenshak? By the way, guys, what is generalization? What is generalization? Composition both to mm, yeah, wait. Composition both to transport. So what is generalization? Here, if we check the question here, both generalization to transport. So composition to both to transport. Composition both to transport. That's mean composition to both transport. That means if I deleted the superclass, the child will be deleted too. Mm, 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 mm. First, okay, first. This is a generalization. Generalization. Okay, this is a generalization because land and air is a part of transport. So as you can see, this is the diagram for generaliz. This is a diagram for generalization. Okay, so it is a generalization, but what is the relationship? Is it a composition or an aggregation? So here we have, so here we have answer from Konkenshak, this now aggregation. So then Kelvin, composition. This one is the definition, but yes, the diagram just now is a generalization. So now we want to check what is the relationship. Is it composition or aggregation? So I thought we choose one from the, I thought we choose one from three. So yes, you choose one from three, but as you can see here, we have this generalization diagram. But of course, even from this one from three, you can have this composition or aggregation. So I just want to know if you say this is aggregation, why, or this is composition and why. So why you say transport? Can I delete? Wait, let me think. If I delete this one will be. By the way, siapa ni? If deleted the transport, then there will be no. If I delete the transport, no air and no land transport. So other than this one just now, Shak, Con Shak, what is your answer just now? Why you said it is aggregation? By the way, what is the notation? What is the notation for if they ask you to write a notation, a symbol for just now you said composition, right? You said composition. So yeah, black one. So you need to use a black notation. Where is the something like this? You said for both, right? So actually, this one cannot be this one. Okay, but write a proper one. Okay, that one for question number 2A. And then we move to question number 2B. Number 2B. Hotel campus, hotel building, and hotel rooms. Hotel campus building. Oh, I have it here. Campus, campus, hotel campus, hotel campus. What is hotel campus? By the way, hotel building and hotel rooms. So this one is more or less with the same, 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 um, same example on our tutorial last few weeks on the kitchen in the house. If we remove the house, can we still have the kitchen? Or if we, yeah, if we remove, wait. So if I remove this building or if I remove the hotel, hotel, the hotel room, can I still have the campus? This one. Celine, what do you think on this question? Celine, what do you, uh, Siu Ting Chin, what do you think on this question? Remove campus, we still have Jing Ming Lim, what do you think on this question? What is the relationship? Hotel campus. Jing Ming Lim, Lim Jing Ming, what do you think of this question? But, but hotel campus. Remove campus, we still have building, but remove building cannot have room. Calvin Chuck, do you have a diagram? Or have you done this question? Calvin Chuck, have you have any diagram to show? Only got entity, no attribute. Can you show us? Yeah, can you show us for the question number 2? Or who has done this question?
Oh yeah, this.
Transport A or A. Oh, why you mix all the part? So hotel room, hotel campus. If I deleted my campus, but what's your relationship with this one? Remove campus, still have the building. But if I remove the building, I will remove the room as well. So your diagram, oh no, your explanation just now explain your diagram here. So if as you guys can see in the message box, he already explained his association, the relationship between his entity, between his class. So why am I keep disconnected? So if he remove his campus, he can still have this building as you can see there with the use of his notation on the hotel campus. And then the second one and the third one is hotel building and hotel room. So if I remove my building, I can have no room. That means the room is dependent on the existence of building. You see the use of notation too. So as you can see the use of notation, that one is composition. If I deleted one, the other will be deleted too. Okay, so thank you, Kelvin Sharp. So guys, or Kelvin Sharp, you want to explain or you want to add my point or any point you want to add?
Nothing. Just A is our answer
Okay.
for A. For the question 2A, should it be generalization only? Or
Generalization. This one.
yeah, A. Uh,
If you say yes, this is generalization,
then why
but
do we put the composition there?
this one,
Yeah, why do we put? Yeah, why
yes,
do we
this
put
is
the?
generalization.
Yeah, why? But
No, first you
generalization got the composition.
no, first you need to understand the concept of generalization. That means this subclass here is a part of this superclass. So this is, if you said this is generalization, I will accept your answer. That is correct. But I asked just now, what if the question asks you between composition and aggregation, regardless? No, I didn't ask that. But I asked you guys just now, what is between composition and aggregation? What is the relationship?
So if there's no
But if you answer,
if there's no choice for generalization, we answer like this lah. We answer
if
with
no this one,
if no generalization choice, we just decide between composition and aggregation.
yes.
Okay.
But I asked this one just to see if you guys understand what is the use or how to use composition and aggregation. Did I answer your question?
Yeah. So even though the question didn't ask us to draw a diagram, we still need to draw in the answer.
Pardon? I
Uh, e-
only hear.
Even though the question didn't ask us to draw a diagram, we still need to draw
Or
answer.
you ask if the answer here didn't ask you to draw,
Yeah, they just
you
said
still need to draw.
identify. Since they just said identify only, can we just answer with words?
Yeah, this one just for explanation just now. As you can see here in the original question, they didn't ask you to, they just ask you to identify. They didn't ask you to construct or to, yeah, they didn't ask you to construct. This one is just explanation. You
We can
can
make
just that here, there is,
so we can just either write a sentence or we can also explain with a
yeah,
diagram. Either
yes,
one of them.
mm, you
Okay.
just like generalization. But here, if you go back, if you read this one, they just ask you to identify. They didn't ask you to explain.
Oh,
They just ask you to identify. So in your exam, if you think this is generalization, just answer like this. If this is composition or anything, just answer. They didn't ask you to illustrate. Just identify the relationship. And in your test or your exam, I think you're already familiar with the exam question. You can see the mark here. I think this one should be one because they just asked you. Okay, so you can see your mark somewhere here. So you can know based on your mark what should you answer. So here is identify. You just write something. Just write the term here: composition, aggregation, or generalization. This one just now is my explanation. Okay. Shark, did I answer your question?
Okay.
Yeah,
Miss,
just write you.
sorry, yeah, if I disrupt. Can you represent the presentation because it's
Huh?
not pinned. Yeah. I mean we can pin ourselves, but then the recording will not pin the presentation. Yeah. Last week also like that. So there's no presentation last week. The recording. Yeah. Just represent. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Miss.
Then last week what happened?
It's just your uh a profile picture, the end.
Recording.
Yeah, the recording. Only the end. The
Just the audio
yeah, just the
without the
audio and the
screen.
yeah. Just like my profile picture only, just like that. Yeah, it pins a speaker.
Okay, then.
Yeah, if someone's interrupt the presentation, then the first presentation will be pinned away. So yeah, better to represent. Okay,
Okay,
thanks,
then.
Miss.
Okay. Okay. Thank you too, Jonathan. So then the other class. Why no one tell me this before? By the way, so can we proceed to question number 3? I think yes. Let's proceed to question number 3. So each email has a header, body, and optional one or many attachment file. So this one, has anyone done? I just know about it. So this question, question number 3, they ask us to construct this diagram with this relationship, if any. This is the given situation. Given situation. So email box incoming has many incoming email. Each email has a header, body, and optionally may consist. Okay, so for this one, can anyone has done this question? Can.
Miss, let me present. Maybe you off your present first. Okay, thank you. So my answer, there's not much details about this, so I just based on this one. So an email box has many incoming emails daily. So inbox contains many emails, one to many, and then each email has a header, a body, and optionally it may consist one or many attachment files. So I have an attachment ID here,
Attribute
and then it consists of attachment files. So attachment ID consists of attachment files. So maybe here I add,
1, 2, 3.
yeah. So maybe here I add a attachment ID and maybe attachment type, another name like that. Oops, name. Yeah,
Email attachment file. Type attachment name. Inbox consists one to many email. One to many email. Email consists of attachment file. Attachment file. Let me read the question again. An email inbox has many incoming email daily. Each email, each email has a header,
header,
a body,
body,
and optional. It may of consist of one or many attachment file. One, two, three, four. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. Mhm. Each email has a so okay. Okay, first. Other than Jonathan Ian, who wants to share the answer? Other than Ian, Jonathan, who wants to share the answer? Maybe Kelvin Shah can present.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4. Body, email, attachment file, header. Body, header, attachment file, email.
Oh, I think I've got some mistake. Oh, is email and email inbox different entity?
If email and
Email and email inbox
email
are those different entity?
should be should be yes, different entity. But here I think most because you have four entity here: body, email, attachment file, and header, right? I think you have correct. It's not correct. You identify just now Ian, if I'm not mistaken, he only have three entity, right? Ian, if I'm mistaken.
Yeah,
So now you
inbox,
separate
email, and
your
yeah.
yeah. So mm, okay. Just now, Kelvin Shak. Okay, before we proceed, Kelvin Shak, you want to explain your answer? Yeah, you should add that one first.
Yeah.
So if you see the answer from Jonathan just now, he include the header, body, and attachment. Is it email has a header, body, and attachment under one entity, right?
Yeah.
Just now.
The header and header and
Mm, mm,
body is in the
mm.
attribute.
Email, email box, incoming mail.
Isn't it? Incoming has many.
So that one too many.
This is correct.
Okay. So first, mm, so wait. So first we go check the entity first. So email box.
In,
Wait, let me copy.
inbox.
1 second. Eh, wait, guys. 1 minute. 1 minute. Any incoming email box. So email box correct. So let's check the entity first. So an email box has many incoming emails daily. So email box should be one of your entity. Okay. So it has many incoming emails daily. Then we move to the next statement. Each email. So next your entity should be email, the one in the middle. Email has a header, a body, and optionally it may consist one or more many attachments. So email should be one of your entity. No, email should be one of your entity. And then you have a header. Header, as you can see, it should be an entity too, and a body should be a body. Yeah, a body, as you can see in this diagram, a body is an entity too, and optionally it may consist one or many attachment file. So attachment file, as you can see here on the right, this one attachment file is your entity two. So actually should be the answer, because if you compare with the previous one just now, he include the he include he include his entity under, okay. So this one should be your correct entity and your correct relationship. So just now we already identify our entity, and now we go to the relationship association. So if you go to check the question, they ask to show either it is an aggregation or a composition. So, but of course, in the question, they didn't tell this class is an aggregation or a composition. But from the question or from the statement situation given, they state the multiplicity. As you can see in the diagram, they have multiplicity, which is the relationship. That one is, I think that is your additional point for you to have that. But they ask us to use to show the aggregation and composition, of course, by using the notation. So, Kelvin Shark, would you like to explain your use of notation?
Notation, the aggregation composition.
Yeah, would you like to explain why you said it is aggregation, why you said it is composition, based on your diagram here?
Oh, because the email can exist even if the inbox doesn't have the email. So it's aggregation relation. And the
Okay.
and the email
And then,
must have a body. The body and header cannot exist without the email. So it's a composition relation. And then the attachment
so
file.
body and header cannot exist without email.
Yeah.
Hmm?
And this one, the attachment
Because,
file. Yeah. What? Uh, and the attachment file cannot exist. It can exist without the email, like that.
so this one, are you referring to the statement, or this one you use your logic on email?
Logic.
Okay. By the way, your logic is correct, referring to the statement here, because I cross-checked your statement just now with the situation here. So that one is the explanation on his diagram, and his diagram is correct as you. So let me repeat, or let me recap what he said just now. So from email to email box, you can have an email even if you don't have your email box, but you cannot have your body and header if you don't have an email, because body and header is, you can only have your body and header if you have email. Same goes to attachment file. Your attachment file can be there even though you don't have your email. So that is the explanation for his diagram. Okay, Kelvin Chuck, you want to add more points?
I want to ask one thing. The question says it's optional, right? Optional for the email attachment. So is it so
Attachment?
should, yeah, it says the email attachment,
Attachment.
it says optionally it may consist of one or many.
Yeah, it is
Should,
an
so in this answer, should the actual answer be 1 to 0 to many, 0, 1 or many? Since it's optional, it's optional, so the email can also not have the attachment.
a
So
body
yeah,
option.
so this relation is one. Can I
Or
write
you
to,
mean the multiplicity?
yeah, the one, should it be 1 to 0 to 0 or 1 or many, like that? since it's optional.
Oh, and optionally, it
So it can have zero attachment file also.
zero to many.
So the
Yeah,
answer should
because
be,
first attachment file is an optional zero.
so I just write zero to many to correct answer like that.
Zero, it may consist of one or many attachment file. Optionally, it may consist of one or many. Optionally. Yeah, should be zero to many because it can be there or not attached the file.
Okay.
But this one, right? If I read the question, it's like the the condition within a condition. Because first, why I said so? Because first, if you say condition within a condition, why? First, the email, the attachment can be there. Is it there or not? Then, if it is there, it can be zero. It can be one to many. So that's why I said this is condition within a condition.
Oh,
But if you write zero to many, also correct. I will accept the
oh,
answer.
both also okay lah.
One to many, also I accept the answer.
Okay, okay.
Okay, Kelvin Sharp.
Yeah. I think I done lah.
Did I answer your question?
Yeah. Okay, already.
Yeah, that's why I said there's no condition within a condition. I think, right, Calvin Shak, I think for some reason you're a smart student, but every time you explain your answer to me, you're not confident. You better be careful. Oh, you agree? I said you're a smart student. Okay then. But in your this one is for a research method. In research, I will very strict. If I you need to very confident with your answer. You do not answer your if you do not answer me confidently, or you are not sure with what you said in the research, for sure I will shoot you more on that particular question. So just be confident with your answer. That's how you should answer in your research. Okay, but that one is in research. We should proceed with this one. So for the question just now, any question before we proceed to the next question? So we should proceed to question number 4. So I can be wrong but confident. No, don't be wrong but no, 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 no. Don't be wrong but confident. No. My what I'm saying just now is I said for some reason I thought you're a smart student, but the problem is you don't have that confidence when you're expanding your answer. Of course, you need to be correct, but even though if you're correct when you're presenting your research to me, because like I said, I do not know your research. You are the one who should know more about your research, but you need to be confident. Okay. I've been in that situation where my professor shoot me because I wasn't confident enough to answer the question. Okay. Yeah. You should speak more. Then question number 4. So in question number 4, a local college has started project of college. Hmm. Registered college student stuff. Eh? Hmm. Hmm. I think this question somewhere before we already the same situation. Pass. bus is assigned. This one is not this setting. Hmm. One specific road is in charge of one. Oh, here is question number 4. They ask us to construct this analysis class diagram that include generalization, composition, and aggregation. So this is the mark allocated for this question. So this is the situation. So a local college has started to project a college bus tracking system. Registered college students are able to view view process the bus and schedule. User also set notification when particular bus is arriving. A bus is assigned one specific route, and a driver, part-time or full-time, is in charge of one bus and only to ensure one bus only. The service effectively. The following question are based on the college bus tracking system. Okay, so for this question, who have any diagram to show? Elvin, do you have diagram to show? Eh? Ivan. Oh, okay. Hmm. Elvin, do you want to explain your answer? Elvin, do you want to?
Hello.
Yes, hi Elvin.
Okay. Miss, you present the screen again. So like the staff and student can, I assume I can have the right entity class on the bus, and then the bus have the schedule, and then a detail inside the schedule entity class, like
Elvin,
destination, departure time those, and then like the question said, the bus have the road, specific road, only one, and they also have the driver whether it is part time or full time, and then only one driver in charge only one bus. Uh, and then yeah, those in I understand from the question.
pardon just now. No, I mean, okay, this class staff, right, and student. So from the entity staff and student here are mentioned in the this one in the statement in the situation given, right?
Uh,
But yeah, but this relationship and this multiplicity is your assumption, right? Because I cannot find the relationship between staff and student. This one, is it? Is this your assumption?
because both of them can ride the bus.
Yes, both. Yeah, both of them can ride the bus. I mean the multiplicity here. Is it your assumption,
Can
or how
ride
did you get?
can ride by one or many student. Like according to the logic, the bus can ride by one or many student, and then every student can only ride
Yeah,
one bus.
yeah. I mean like yeah. The one what I meant is this one is based on your assumption and based on your logic, right? It's not
Yeah.
based on this question.
Yeah,
Ah,
the
okay,
question
that
I
one.
mentioned
Okay.
that.
Mm-mm. Okay. Okay, that one I accept your answer because that is correct logic there. So let's move to this second level, not second level, the second association because student and staff have the can ride the bus and then this is the association between this class to this bus, right?
Yes.
So if you don't, oh yeah, you explain first.
If it is what the one is aggregation. If like don't have the bus, they also cannot ride. So it is like aggregation. Association also the bus can ride by one or many customer, and every bus can only ride by one customer.
So if you don't have the bus, they cannot ride.
Yeah.
So they can only ride one bus and one bus can be ride by many or a one or more student. So your multiplicity and your this one what you said just now composition or aggregation?
Wait, the big one is aggregation or composition.
Huh?
Yeah.
No, I asked you just now what you said just now. This one is notation for
Mm,
the black one.
the multiplication that for must have the wait,
regardless what your answer is. That means if you don't have the bus, the student cannot
Yeah, yeah.
ride the
I
bus.
just,
So
just
this one
basically
is
equal to the that
composition.
one. Hello?
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. So that part is this one. Okay. So next between
The bus to the
we
bus
go to
grader.
this one first.
The
Huh?
road. The road.
Yeah. Mm.
So like according to the question, they say that every bus can have only one road, and then one road can have one or many bus.
Bus. Yes. This one is the multiplicity. So bus can have only what they can only go or use only
One road.
one road or one way, one path. Yeah. But the road can be used by one or many buses. This is a correct multiplicity. And then this one is your
The
what ah?
relationship. If the bus don't have the road, still can exist.
If the bus don't have the road,
I mean, if like the bus, if didn't have the bus, the road still can adhere, still can exist.
if didn't have the road,
Yeah, that's basically the white one, the relationship I put.
but if it didn't have the road, one, two, if it didn't have the road, the bus, the, okay, correct. Then this one is a correct notation. And then next from bus to you
Bus
want this one or
schedule.
this one? Bus to you want to
So like
explain this one bus schedule?
uh bus schedule now.
Yeah, bus schedule. Okay. Mm. So your bus schedule. A college assesses that the bus is assigned with bus registration. Destination. So why you register college able to view bus daily schedule? Why you I have a question. Why you link this bus schedule to bus?
Because like the bus schedule is like from the bus.
Pardon? I think this one too is you create on your own, right? Because there is
Yes, because like
no.
the bus schedule must have a bus. If the bus don't have the bus schedule, also don't have. Every bus have its own schedule, and this the schedule only owned by one bus.
So bus can only have one schedule and bus schedule is only owned by one bus. So if we don't have the bus, we so what's your relationship between bus and bus schedule here using this one?
One bus can only have one bus schedule. One bus schedule can only owned by one bus, and then the one
Mm.
aggregation.
Mm. Huh? Aggregation? This one aggregation?
Uh, no, this what is composition or aggregation?
Huh? Huh? You asked me composition
Not
aggregation.
I mean Okay, just basically
Guys, is
the
this that's okay lah. Guys, is this aggregation or composition just now? This one, the black notation. I think someone already answered this now. So, is this aggregation or composition? The
okay
notation used.
composition.
Yes,
I forget what
this
the
is composition. That's mean. Okay, so let me continue. So that's mean if you don't have the bus, you don't have the bus schedule. So that means this bus schedule is dependent on this bus. So you cannot have your bus schedule if you don't have the bus. So that's the use, or that's the composition for. Okay, okay. Let's proceed to this next driver. I mean this class. What is the relationship of association between bus and driver?
uh a bus is assigned one driver, and the driver is whether part-time or full-time
Hmm.
driver. And then it
Hmm.
for that one it is generalization the full-time and part-time driver.
Yeah.
And then
Correct.
the bus to driver, their relationship is aggregation. And then one bus can only drive by one driver. Driver can only drive one bus.
Okay, so let me recap. So correct, he mentioned the generalization just now. So this is the generalization, part-time driver and full-time driver, because part-time and full-time, I heard anything. So part-time and full-time is a driver. So this is generalization. So this is a generalization. So as you can see here, he write this generalization relationship, and then here he used the correct notation, multiplicity first. Like he said, driver can only drive one bus, and one bus can only be drive by one driver. And then here bus driver, okay, and bus to bus driver is a composition relationship. Okay, I think one, two, three, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so this is a correct diagram or a correct relationship with a correct relationship for the class just now. Yes, this one Kelvin Shark. Staff and student can be generalized as registered user because of here. Registered college student staff are able to view. So by right, they are the registered user for this system. Okay, Kelvin Shark. So any question before we proceed? I think this question, this situation. Oh, by the way, thank you, Elvin. Good answer. I think this question we already discussed the same situation. So this question number 5. Mm, so by the way, guys, before we proceed, can we have break like until 1:30, 1:30, 1:30, 32? Okay. Hi guys. Before we proceed, I want to ask you guys. Usually for your final exam, those who already have the final exam from the diploma, usually how long is it? 2 or 3 hours? Mm, mm, any one of you from your previous study at least 2 hours. Yes, 2 hours. Suggestion reduce the question to 1 hour. Oh, okay lah, never mind. Okay, it's not important. It is important. During class requirements. Okay, so I think we, mm, including time to submit. Hmm. Okay, 2 hours. Okay, thank you, Rachel. So let's proceed to question number 5. What is this? So question number 5, they asked to okay. So for this question number 5, they didn't give us any like the situation. Yeah. Instead, they give us this one sample order. So based on this sample order, we need to construct this diagram that should include this this attribute: data type, operation, association, generalization, multiplicities, and correct relationship. So for question number 5, has anyone done this question? Question number 5, who wants to share? Hmm, yeah. So, who wants to share the who wants to share? Rachel, have you done this part? Have you done this question? Question number 5? No. Noel, since I see your profile picture here, have you done? Noel, no. Nathan, have you done this question? Sorry, haven't do. Okay. Uh, mm, this guy, Ivan. Okay. Jonathan, Ian. Never mind. We can complete it. You
Okay.
want to share link?
I share my screen. Okay. Um, okay. I have this is my answer, but then I haven't include the associations like aggregation and composition lah. But this is the my answer lah. So
So
let me
payment.
image. Okay, my thoughts when I doing this is the picture is this one. So I just follow. So on top there's a order number. So this one
Mm,
I have a order number, and then there's a
mm,
order date here. Let me zoom in more. Okay. So there's a shipping date here, shipping date, and then there's a billing address. So here there's a customer ID. So I include it as a foreign key here, and then I create another customer ID. So that's the customer, and then the details I simply add. I just add, even though it's not included here, but then I just add
the
a few.
attribute.
Yeah, but then the ID is this one, the customer ID. Okay, so after
Okay.
that,
Mm,
there's a payment method. Payment method is the this one. So there's a payment ID and then payment ID. So these two link together, and then there's a method here, check number and then account number following uh the three fields here. After that, this is uh the order list. So here we have a order line, and then here we have items. So this one is like this is very similar to like what we did for our assignment. So this is the like the intermediary site that uh consists
class.
of, yeah, the class which consists of like one item for one order like that. So here, item number, description, unit price, then weight is under the item class, and then it will be included in the order line. So this one, it's links with the order number. So it links together, and then there's a order, item number for selecting which item, and then there's a quantity in the field here. So all these three will link together lah. And then there's another shipment cost at the end and total payment at the end. Yeah, but I haven't really done
Mm,
the relationships yet lah, like uh such as
okay.
composition and aggregation. I haven't done that lah.
Mm. So, I think it's not. I think okay. As I can see from your diagram here, you don't have. Do you think that you need a class payment here? Oh, you
Mm,
have that payment up there. Yeah.
yeah, I
Okay,
have
then
it here lah, but I
you
can
need that.
insert it
You
here.
already have up there. I didn't see it
Ah,
just now.
okay. Yeah, this one. Maybe I move this one here, easier. Um,
So your main class is
the,
one, two, three. You have four main class, right?
if yeah, four.
Oh, four main class because the two.
One order. Oh,
Yeah, you have four main class actually because the one the item is from the order line.
the
So
item.
basically, you have four main items.
Yeah, payment order
I think you
customer.
can change that one. Yeah. So basically, as we can see, he have this four main class payment, customer order, and order line. I think should be order details, but that's okay. So, like I said, this question is different from the previous question because they only give us this order details receipt. From the order, yeah. So they just give us the order. So like he already explained, the attribute that he get, most of his attribute he get from the from the order. So he only, by the way, this is a correct, correct class with the correct multi. Jonathan, you haven't explained your multiplicity.
Oh, right. Okay. So, referring back,
Mm,
let me copy back. Okay. Yes.
mm, because
Here we
the
go.
question asks for multiplicity.
Yeah. So, my logic, okay, it's not shown here, but then, one customer can order many orders, but each order can be
Mm,
ordered by one customer. So one to many and many to one. And then payment,
mm,
this one should be one, not one to many. Okay, so each order can only have one payment, and each payment can only be used by one order. So one to one. Item
mm.
and order, it should be many to many, but this is the middle class, so there will be many to many and many to one. So item, each item can be included in one or many order lines. It should be zero. Sorry, it should be one item can included into zero or many order lines, and each order line can only include one item. And then for order can include one or many order line, meaning this field. It can include many items, but each order line can be used by one order. So one to many and many to one. Yeah, yeah, that's pretty.
Okay. So, okay. So before you proceed, I want to ask, class, what is the use of the middle class? Why or when to use the middle class? As you see, there's an order line there. And then why or when to use that middle class?
And there's many to
When
many,
the answer,
many to many
when there's
relation.
yeah, mm, or when there's a complexity or many to many, and then you have something, so you should add something in the middle so you can, what's the term, I forgot already, so you can have a clear, there's one term I forgot what's the term, you can have a clear relationship or clear multiplicity. Okay, so that's the use. So he already explained his multiplicity. Let me check. So data type, operation, association, generalization, multiplicities. So the one that he missing, it's not missing, that he haven't add is the aggregation or composition, if any. So payment order. So from payment to order, Jonathan, do you think you should have any composition or any aggregation?
Mm,
Can you have your payment if you don't have your order?
can you have a payment if you don't have a? Okay, now. So I believe is uh composition. So
Yeah,
composition.
composition. Because you cannot make payment if you don't have your order. You have nothing to pay. So this is a composition. Okay.
Mm, okay, okay, never mind. Okay.
Yeah, it's okay. But it is composition because you cannot have your payment if you don't have your order. Next is customer and order.
No. It's aggregate. Wait, it's
What
aggregation. Yeah, aggregation. Aggregation.
that's mean? You can have,
Aggregate. Aggregate.
why you say it is aggregate. Teacher?
Because customer, it can exist even though they don't order anything.
Order. Yes, the customer can exist or the customer doesn't need to order to be there.
Yeah.
So it is aggregate. Okay, even if you remove or if you delete order, the customer will be there. So that one is aggregate. Next is order and order line.
This one is composition. Uh, the order line must
Why?
the order line must be sorry, the order must exist.
Order
Yeah, the order
in
must
Alvin.
be exist to have order lines.
Yeah, the order must be exit so that the order line is there. If you
Yeah.
remove the order line and the item will be deleted too. So it is composition.
So the last one is aggregation. So the item do not need to include in the order line because the item, if it's not be ordered, then it will still be there. Like this. I think this one terbalik. Yeah. That,
The other way around, yeah. So just now the item and the order line is if you what is it now? If you delete the order line,
if oh, you mean the item? Okay, so the item can exist even though it's not being included in
mm,
any order line. So it can
mm,
exist on its own
yeah,
like customer.
same with the customer class. You can remove or you don't have to have the order line for the item to be exist.
Yeah.
Okay, so that is the correct. So this diagram is already answer the data type operation, association, generalization, multiplicities, and aggregation or composition relationship.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
thank you for your answer,
Okay,
Jonathan.
okay, Miss. Does the arrowhead matters ka? Like if I terbalik, like this, will it be the same? Will it be the same meaning as well, or just
You
now?
yes, it will. No, I think someone already asked this already. If you use, you mean the notation will be on the other side?
Yeah, the if the arrowhead is on maybe like here, terbalik,
No, it's wrong. No, cannot
so it has to be pointing
because
to the
yeah,
class. Or okay,
cannot. It will it won't have the same meaning. That's why in your assignment, I ask you guys to list the after your diagram. I ask you guys to read or to list the multiplicities so that I can know if you know how to read the multiplicities. If you use the other way around, it is wrong. It won't be the same.
oh,
Yes, Alvin, that's correct. It's not same meaning.
okay, yeah, I think okay
Yeah.
already.
So any question from the class? Thank you, Alvin. Yeah. Thank you, Jonathan, Ian. So from the class, any
Thank you.
question before I think? Hmm. Oh, Alvin want to join.
So like the
Alvin,
item
you
to
want to
the
show?
you know I want to ask the item to the order class there must have the
I,
association class.
item to
Item to order.
item to association must have an association. You mean?
Like
Yes.
Ian the okay, okay.
Yes. Uh, is that your question? Yeah. Oh, by the way, he asked just now. Item to order, if I'm not mistaken, item to order must have an association or not? Yes. You need have association between item class and order class. Okay, Alvin, I think I answer your question and Ian also justify his answer because it is many to many relationship. Okay, so any more question because I think we can dismiss because I have class. So any more question before we dismiss? Okay, no. So I think we can dismiss now. Mm, okay, thank you. Thank you everyone. See you Friday on Friday.